Hey guys, it's coffee time. I reheated this coffee so many times because we reheat coffee in our house because waste not. We had a little bit of coffee left in the pot and I was like, well, I'll just heat that up for my nighttime coffee. So I did, but this cup gets hot in the microwave really, really easily. So it was so hot I couldn't even hold it. And I have a pretty high heat tolerance because I'm used to carrying like really hot cups and really hot soup bowls and stuff. No, I couldn't even hold it. So I was like, that's fine. I'll just let you sit for a second. I let it sit long enough that the coffee got cold again. So I had to put it back in the microwave. It was a whole process that took place over a period of like over an hour. So yeah. So now I finally have my coffee in my hands, drinking it, experiencing it. By the way, whoa, by the way, decided to drink a sip of coffee so that you could all just forget that happened. So, by the way, I'm not going to rant about this. I know some of you don't believe me, but I'm honestly not going to rant about it. So, I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. I just feel like I have to tell somebody, so I'm just going to tell the entire internet. So I was, I was reading about all of the crazy racism stuff that's going on with Hunger Games. I had no idea. I had no idea. I know, Irene. You agree with me. You know what's going on. So, apparently people are tweeting. There are so many screen caps of tweets. I was reading so many of them and my face was like, it was like the O underscore capital O face in real life. Just me reading all of these tweets. That certain characters being played by black people was ruining the movie. Ruining the movie for people. Or that they loved a character and then didn't like the character because it was being played by a black person. And I was like, what? What? It's just, what? Blowing my mind. And I am not the type of person who's like, oh, we live in a world without racism. There's no racism anymore. Obviously there is. Obviously there is. But for some reason, I expect people to be smart enough to not put those sorts of thoughts on Twitter. I was like, you don't deserve Twitter if you're using it to be extremely racist. I don't understand. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So there it is. I just needed to say it, and why not say it right there. Also, so, I started putting together, I really want to make, like, little music playlists, because you guys ask me about music all the time, and, like, what songs and what artists I listen to. I was like, it would be really fun if every now and then I made, I think I talked about this before, made playlists of, uh, like, specific genres that I really like do 10 metal songs and then 10 K-pop songs and whatever else, and just every now and then put them up and you guys can listen to them. I think that would be really fun. That would be fun for me too, because then anytime I'm like, man, I really want to listen to some of my favorite metal songs. Oh look, I already made a playlist of it. How amazing. YouTube is just so convenient. So I think I'm gonna do that. I started putting together some metal songs first because I've been in a super metal mood, specifically French metal. I don't know what it is. I love it. There's like a melodic tone to it for me that I really enjoy. So I've been listening to a lot of that recently, and I was like, oh, I should turn these into a playlist. And then I was like, I should turn these into a playlist. Pfft. Excited. So excited to make it. So that's gonna happen. Let's see. Did anything happen today? Not really. Trying to think. There's a job at the studio that I'm doing right now that's like extremely tedious. Extremely tedious. It's like a huge color-coded spreadsheet, and it's some elements of it are automated, but other elements aren't. It takes forever. I worked all day, didn't even go to lunch, worked all day on it, and I still didn't finish it. So I'm gonna finish it up tomorrow. It was really close, but when it came time for me to leave, I was like, I'm not gonna continue on with this. I'm just not going to. I refuse. But it's weird because it's one of those projects where it's really easy to space out and just kind of be like, but then there's a point that you get to where you have to start thinking really hard. So like each section, it's like la da 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 da, whatever, kind of barely paying attention, listening to music, and then you get halfway through it, and then suddenly you have to be double checking and triple checking everything to make sure that it's all gonna equal out in the end. It was exciting, super exciting. This didn't used to be my job, and then it wound up being easier for me to do it rather than the girl who was doing it before. So I was like, all right, I can do this. And she like taught me how to do it and taught me how to change the formulas and stuff. And I was like, all right, I got this. And it is in some ways easier than I thought it would be, and in other ways way harder than I thought it would be. So what can you do? Should be interesting. We've had times before where after all that work, something about it has gone horribly wrong. So I'm like, I hope that I'm not a horribly wrong bringer. A bringer of death for this spreadsheet. That would be really sad. Oh, hair, what are you doing? I need to fix you, just in general. Do you like this, by the way? This coolness? My crown. That was my crown. My fancy crown. And then all in here, my forehead's just like, what are you doing? I need to drink more water. I can do that immediately. What? I always wind up taking, I should use my canteen. I don't know why I don't. I keep leaving it at work. But I always wind up taking, like, bottles of water to work. And then I just use them all day. Which apparently is bad for you. Apparently it's really bad to reuse, like, plastic water bottles like these. Which then makes me go, that's being really wasteful then. Like, using these just once and then throwing away all that plastic. Unfortunately, I got so used to in Oregon you can drink tap water. You can't really drink tap water here, which is really depressing. The water, you know, they do like tests on the water to examine drinkability and how bad it is for you. Water's pretty bad. Our water is pretty bad for you. All water is going to have chemicals in it, but some water is just, you don't want that going in you, you know? Coffee. How much longer do I have of Lent before I can start putting sugar in my coffee again? I don't know. Every now and then, for the most part, it's been fine. It's been really easy to do it. And then every now and then I pour myself coffee and I go, I just want to put sugar in it. I just want sugary coffee right now. Waterfalls of tears. But I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul, guys. I haven't broken at all. Somebody was saying that it counts as breaking it that I got a caramel macchiato one time. But I feel like it doesn't because in my mind it was specific to having black coffee and then just putting tons of sugar in it. Like, not putting any sugar in black coffee. Caramel macchiatos don't even count as coffee to me. They're like this happy caramel drink that you get at Starbucks that isn't actually coffee. I don't know. They don't equal each other in my mind. But I got one of those and somebody was like, hey, that's got a lot of sugar in it. Aren't you breaking Lent? And I was like, no? What? But in actuality, I think I kind of was. If I just say no sugar with coffee ever. But in my mind it was when I have like drip coffee, like black coffee, don't put any sugar in it, just drink it black, right? Right. Yes. Anywho, I'm gonna go to the gym. Yay! Oh, and film Dead Space. Yeah. But I hope that you guys had a good day. And I feel like I said so many random things today. So hopefully it all, like, cohesed and made sense. But anywho, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah! Wait for it.